It's very different. Oh my gosh, my last cover was absolutely stunning, but it was much more commercial.
Looked down on and discouraged, Tyra Banks was able to find her strength and thrived. With one decision, her life was changed instantly. Her career grew tremendously, shocking many yet inspiring dozens. Finding a stable life partner became a mission, but one brought her true happiness. This is Tyra Banks' story of true joy that has remained memorable in her life. What is this true joy, and where is he today? Let's find out. Joy when all seems so bleak. Being unlucky in every love relationship she enters, Tyra Banks has tried her best, but it seemed like she could not have her dream job and a happily ever after at the same time. However, there was a difference when her most promising relationship left her with joy, even though the love relationship did not work out. Trying to have a child wasn't the easiest for Tyra. She had some fertility complications when she was in a relationship with Eric Asla, so she could not conceive. They had to settle for surrogacy. In January 2016, York Banks Asla was born to the blissful, loving couple. This brought so much joy to them, especially Tyra, who had always wanted a litter of babies. She had dreamed and hoped to have more babies. However, her fertility complications almost robbed her of the joy and happiness she felt achieving one of her dreams.
What I mean by that is it's so trendy.
Yeah.
It's a trendy thing, especially in Hollywood. And I've made this joke, you know, like, "Ooh, my baby is a baby, like I got that."
Right,
You
right.
know, and it's like, I'm like, no, I wanted to do this since I was a kid.
Yes.
So whether it's freezing, whether it's adoption, whether it's with that man that y'all gonna hook me up with,
Right.
whatever it is, I'm going to have children.
Yeah.
I have to have children.
With or without the marriage?
With or without the marriage.
Gotcha.
With or without the marriage.
Good. Good for you. Okay, now
Yeah.
it's time to play Fave 5. These are 5 things that we've never known about Tyra, okay? Number 1, Tyra, what's your favorite thing a man can do for you on a first date?
The time she was trying to conceive was the hardest for her, as she went through a series of in vitro fertilization procedures trying to make it work. But it was to no avail as her womb could not hold a child. So the couple opted for surrogacy, which was also another way to conceive and bear their flesh and blood. Only that the child wouldn't be carried in her womb, but in another woman's womb. York was born healthy and kicking. The joy, content, and happiness couldn't leave the couple's faces, especially Tyra, who had always dreamed of holding her baby in her arms. This joy swept away her past disappointments after every IVF failure. Tyra's mother, Carolyn London, recalls that Tyra had renovated the bathroom for the baby arriving during those years, only for disappointing news to arrive. But seeing her daughter with her grandson now, she is just amazed by the kind of mother Tyra has become.
I know you wanted to have a child.
Yes.
You went through IVF. You were public
Yes.
about it.
Yeah, very public.
What happened?
About it.
York had both his mother's fingers and eyes and his father's mouth and chin. The perfect combination of true beauty. At 18 months, he was already a fast learner and picked up words easily. Tyra stated that in classes, York's friends would find it hard to pronounce the names of colors, but York could already pronounce 3 different colors and would count in numbers up to 20.
You know, maybe somebody that has been through it already, you know, that has had serious relationships before or kids before, just has been through it.
His smartness pleased Tyra, and she was so proud of her little boy. At 2 years old, York mastered 3 languages simultaneously: Spanish, Norwegian, and English. He grows so fast and smart, yet so rebellious and crazy most of the time. But that is the pure innocence of every child his age. Like every mother, Tyra understands, but a toddler's rebellious antics can drive a mother crazy. Tyra was not one to put York out there on social media, giving her popularity and fame. She didn't want to expose him to all that publicity, so York is rarely seen on her media handles. But that doesn't mean she doesn't post her cute little bundle at all. She only posts pictures of his foot, little hands, etc., but never a full picture or a facial one. However, on Father's Day in 2017, Tyra made an exception. This time she posted a full picture of York with a Father's Day tribute as a caption. This was so heartfelt and answered the questions netizens had been asking then. How were the couple coping? When York was 20 months old, Tyra and Eric broke up amicably without any unpleasant buzz on the internet. The promising relationship that Tyra had going, which everyone thought would be her final stop, and finally a happy ending after all she had been through, came to a sudden end for unknown reasons. However, although their relationship ended suddenly after the birth of York, the couple remained in a cordial relationship as co-parents. The next month, after the buzz of Tyra's son, she revealed on Late Night with Seth Meyers that she posted her son's picture because of the paparazzi. Photographers took pictures of her and her son after an outing. She didn't want them to profit from the photos, so she and Eric decided to upload a picture of York on Father's Day. Tyra didn't want her son's first picture to the world to be revealed by photographers who want to make more bucks on the internet. It didn't sit right with her being robbed of the chance to be the first to reveal her son to the world, so she beat the photographers to their game. By 2019, York was already 3. However, due to the quarantine lockdown, he was homeschooled the whole year.
Day because I don't want a paparazzi shot to be the first shot of him, and so we're just trying to push it out as long as possible. We're like, can we wait till his first birthday? Like, how long can we go before some paparazzi gets his photo? But Daddy protects him like...
Born into popularity, fame, and fashion, netizens have speculated and assumed he would grow up to take over the family business. Tyra, on the other hand, does not accept that notion. She hopes and prays that York won't grow up with a passion for modeling, as she doesn't want him in that field. But she also stated that if he intends to go into that field, she will support him every step of the way. Tyra is a supermodel who has been in the field for decades. Enjoying and being in the limelight have their advantages and repercussions, which she has been through to become who she is today. However, it is not something she would want her son to journey into, but the choice remains York's when he is of age. If he goes into the field like his mother or into photography like his father, we will find out in another decade or a few dozen years. Now let us find out who Tyra Banks is and how she became an elite supermodel.
You know, everybody asks me that. I would let him if he wanted to, but it would have to be like after...
Beginnings of a supermodel. Tyra Lynn Banks was born on December 4, 1973 in Inglewood, California. Her family was of a middle-class status, with her mother being a medical photographer and her father a computer consultant. She was raised without lacking most things at a young age. Her complete family ended when her parents divorced in 1979. This happened when she was 6. She moved with her mother to Los Angeles, where she enrolled in John Burroughs Middle School and later attended Immaculate Heart High School. Her middle school life wasn't easy because of her African color and height. Tyra grew 3 inches when she was 11 and lost 30 pounds in 3 months. With the difference in physique from that of a girl her age, she was often teased and bullied. She was even nicknamed Ugly Duckling because of her elongated neck at the time. Tyra became more conscious of her physique and would often feel teased about the comments by her classmates. By the time she enrolled in high school, she was not too confident in herself and aspired to get into film school, to be either a producer or a writer behind the camera. Modeling was never on her mind, nor was it an option, because she always had to be in front of the camera. Her perception changed during her freshman year. Her classmate told her that she looked like a model. That was how she began thinking of modeling as a potential career option. With every skepticism in place, she finally convinced herself to try modeling. With a new aspiration in mind, she began working towards it and signed with an agent who booked her local gigs. Her agent was never confident in her looks and told her to stick to the runway because she wasn't photogenic enough. Young Tyra did as she was told and modeled mostly on runways. Surprisingly, her modeling career was filled with catalog work and local ads. While doing that, she applied to several universities and film schools around the Los Angeles area and was accepted to all of them. Tyra wanted to be in an organized agency, so she applied to some modeling agencies, but none accepted her. Devastating but gratifying, because she applied once again to a well-known big modeling agency, then Elite Model Management, when she was 16 years old and was accepted on first trial. She joined the agency and was improving on the runways.
However, we're gonna assign you to our runway division. Child, I didn't care. I was excited, I was happy. My mom wanted to pummel them when later we talked about this, but
A few weeks later, a French modeling agent came into town scouting for talent for the upcoming Paris Fashion Week. Fortunately, Tyra was discovered, and he scouted her. Excited to walk on Paris runways, Tyra could not contain her joy. However, she realized that in 2 weeks, college resumes, and she is expected to begin her first year soon. If she leaves for Milan, she defers her admission. Yet, the opportunity was once in a lifetime, the dream of all models. Paris Fashion Week has always been a big event and buzz in the fashion world, and she was to walk on that runway. She consulted her mother, who told her to decide independently since she was old enough. Tyra then went to the school she was admitted to, Loyola Marymount, to discuss her options, and there was a silver lining. In the admissions office, upon hearing of the opportunity she was given, the school agreed that she could come back in 1 year to start her program. And if she were to learn French, she would get an extra college credit. Tyra then went to the library in Los Angeles to research French fashion, models, designers, and runways for better preparation of what was coming her way. 2 weeks later, she moved to Milan. During her first runway season, she was booked for 25 shows in the 1991 Paris Fashion Week. She even appeared in editorials for American, Italian, French, and Spanish Vogue, American, French, German, and Spanish Elle, American, German, and Malaysian, Harper's Bazaar, among others. Having walked on runways in 20 different shows in Paris, her popularity grew instantly, and in no time, she was booked for photo shoots, ads, magazine covers, etc. She appeared in advertising campaigns for Yves Saint Laurent, Dolce & Gabbana, Escada, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, Halston, H&M, XOXO, Swatch, Versace, Christian Lacroix, Victoria's Secret, Got Milk, Pepsi, and Nike. 2 years later, she signed a contract with CoverGirl Cosmetics, launching advertising campaigns for the cosmetics company. Tyra's fame grew from that point on. She became one of the few black models to achieve supermodel status. Tyra never would have believed that she would be given that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, which changed her life instantly. She was once told and convinced that she didn't have the looks for magazine gigs, but within a few years, she was on dozens of elite magazines, including Vogue. That early experience taught her that people will always doubt her, but her focus and determination to move forward regardless can change the future. One may have a plan, but along the way, something comes up and changes everything in an instant. Her supermodeling career took her to places, greater heights, and reformed her. With so much popularity and fame, Tyra was awarded by VH1 for Supermodel of the Year in 1997. After achieving her goal, what about her initial dreams of entering the film industry? Don't go anywhere yet. A next step. Tyra ventured into the film industry and had her first on-screen appearance in films during the 4th season of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She played the role of Jackie Ames, an old friend of the lead character, Will Smith. She made several appearances in the series. Later, she appeared as a guest or a character in Felicity, All That, Mad TV, and Nick Cannon's Wild 'N Out. However, Tyra's first big screen role came in 1994 when she co-starred in the drama Higher Learning. She then co-starred with Lindsay Lohan in the Disney film Life Size, playing a doll named Eve who comes to life. Other films she has starred in include Love Stinks in 1998, Love and Basketball in 2000, Coyote Ugly, Halloween, Resurrection in 2000, and Hannah Montana, the movie, in 2009. She also appeared in the 4th episode of the 3rd season of Gossip Girl, playing Ursula Nyquist, a larger-than-life actress. Additionally, she appeared on the Disney Channel show Shake It Up as a school librarian. She wasn't much of an actress, but of a writer or producer, so she started her production company, Ty Ty Baby Productions, and soon changed it to Bankable Productions. With this, she produced The Tyra Banks Show, America's Next Top Model, and the movie The Clique in 2008. Her shows were mainly aimed at young women and aspiring models.
Created it to introduce diversity and inclusion into a world that was pretty much not representing that.
With every show came more success and popularity. The same year, she won the Daytime Emmy Award for her work and production on The Tyra Banks Show. The following year, she won the same award again for her outstanding informative talk show. She produced and co-wrote some shows and series while modeling, now on screen most days of her life, either as a model, a host, a guest, or a producer. Tyra was deep into show business. Then she decided to add other ventures to the existing ones she was into. She founded her cosmetics brand, Tyra Beauty, after she completed a non-degree certificate program at Harvard Business School. Tyra Beauty used a multi-level marketing system to recruit sales distributors, who are called beauty-tainers in the company. Tyra also held a casting call to find faces for her line. She eventually selected Melody Para, Monique Hayward, Katie Harvey, and top model Norge contestant Marita Gomsrud as the cosmetic line's original beauty models. Later in March 2011, she launched her fashion and beauty website called typef.com, which she co-created with Demand Media. 4 years later, she launched Tyra.com, an interactive cosmetic e-commerce site. Her modeling career continued until she retired, but returned in 2019 to pose for one of the 3 2019 Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue covers. Tyra made another return on the runway during the 2024 Victoria's Secret Fashion Show as the closing model. She also ventured into music, writing, and teaching. All had a link or connection to fashion, beauty, branding, and modeling. Taking a bold step when discouraged, Tyra cut loose the binds that bound her due to her looks and physique, becoming a supermodel and an inspiration to many young girls who aspire to venture into the modeling world. Successful as she may be, she wasn't exactly lucky in her love stories. Let us find out why. A love story that almost transcended Tyra's past. Like everyone else, Tyra wanted a stable love life with a happy ending. Although her career shone brightly, her love life wasn't so bright. She dated about a dozen men and celebrities, but every one of them ended badly. A lot of times, her career as a supermodel hindered any progress in her love life. Despite that, Tyra didn't give up, as she moved on to the next person who appreciated her, but like the others, they broke up after a short time. Her relationship with famous fashion photographer and millionaire Eric Asla was the most memorable among the many relationships and engagements she has had or been in. Her fans were excited when the couple announced their relationship to the public. Eric was born in Norway but once lived in Paris. At first he studied law, but later took a different career path. He began his photography career when he became a photo assistant to the renowned Herb Ritz. After years of working under Herb's, he became a successful photographer himself. Eric worked with major magazines like Vogue, Allure, Elle, Glamour, and Marie Claire. These magazines were the same ones Tyra worked with, so meeting Eric was inevitable. He was renowned for his works and ability to capture the essence of models and fashion. Later, Eric moved from fashion to fine art photography and is now a self-described visual artist. Although they worked with the same magazines, Eric and Tyra had their encounter on the set of Norway's Next Top Model. After a quick greeting, they went out for dinner thrice. On the third dinner, Eric realized his feelings for Tyra, and soon after, they started dating. With their careers and fame, they kept their relationship private in 2013 and only announced their relationship 4 years later.
I think on the third dinner, I was not going to call it date, but the third dinner, something happened.
Eric was 9 years Tyra's senior, but their love for each other was evident. The netizens believed that their relationship would eventually lead to a happy ending after the series of previous relationships Tyra had been involved in. On the other hand, Eric has had other relationships that have made him a father of 3 before meeting Tyra. Regardless, the couple were in love, and in 2017, they began to actualize their plans to make their baby. However, when their son, York, was 20 months old, they broke up for unknown reasons. However, there have been talks that, like Tyra's previous relationships, her career hinders her from maintaining a stable love relationship and has cost her a potential husband like Eric. Yet, no reason was established for their broken relationship. Did this stop her from moving on to the next potential husband? Let us find out. Tyra has been in a relationship with Louis Bélanger Martin for over 5 years. How the couple met remains unknown, but they have been dating since 2019. Although they have kept their relationship private, the couple has occasionally been seen at events, including the Time 100 Gala in 2022. 1 year ago, Tyra revealed that she had been living and working with Bélanger Martin in Australia, where she was when her Los Angeles home was destroyed by wildfire. The businessman has held high-level positions at various companies, including vice chairman of the board at Global Eagle Entertainment, CEO of Advanced In-Flight Alliance, and CEO of DTI Software. Additionally, he is a co-founder of Graiwo W. Inc., a private investment firm. Their love and support for each other is evident, especially as they work together to set up Tyra's ice cream company, Smizey Cream, which she launched in 2001. Tyra admitted being obsessed with ice cream from a young age, so she had always wanted to own an ice cream factory. According to his LinkedIn profile, he works as the chief financial officer for the ice cream company.
I have been obsessed with ice cream. Probably since I was 3 or 4 years old. My great-grandmother used to watch me.
Both are the respective parents of their sons from their past relationship and marriage. There have also been rumors about a possible engagement between them when Tyra was spotted with a ring on. But she clarified that the ring was not a diamond ring and had nothing to do with an engagement. Netizens wish this relationship would be the 50-year-old supermodel's final stop for love and eventually a marriage, as the model has never been married but has moved from one failed relationship to another for decades.
Okay.
Literally like a crab, and it's an opal, not a diamond, so...
Tyra's love life has been eventful, yet none have led to a happily ever after. Now she is in another promising relationship once again. Do you think that this is truly the final stop and the beginning of a happy ending for the supermodel? Tell us your opinions in the comments. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching.